Grace could finally go on her dream trip using her points. But she never dreamed she'd meet Hero there. You were made to surprise yourself. We were made to award you points for your next trip.
Percy, you are special. So much more than you know. Welcome, Percy Jackson. We've been expecting you.
Sometimes, to survive, we must become more than we were programmed to be.
My name is Jacob Pickering. I'm 14 years old and I was born with half an arm. I think the toughest part of growing up for me is adapting to things. Like learning how to do things differently to other people. For people that are in the same or similar situations to me, I think don't feel different, don't feel like you can't because of what you're lacking. You can do it.
If kids' talent shows were like this, you wouldn't need airwaves. But they're not. So get a menthol kick that goes straight to your head. Airwaves. Refresh more than just your mouth.
down my walls just to watch me crumble, just to watch me
Matchmaker, matchmaker.
Good evening to race 4 of seasons 15. Tier 1 is AOR's absolutely speedy boys of GT3. I am Rage F1 and I'm joined as always by my co-commentator Tim. How you doing, buddy? How you this fine afternoon?
I am doing absolutely fantastically. It's a great day to be watching a little bit of Brands Hatch. Got lovely circuit and glad to be back in the booth with you again this week.
Indeed, after a little bit of a hiatus, I remember. But you're back, you're feeling better, we're all good to go. No more illness, influenza's run away, hopefully.
It's against the ropes. It's not completely knocked out yet, but it's against the ropes. It's struggling. It's struggling now, which is a massive bonus. But with the mini endurance rounds last week, I decided it was probably better to make sure I had some sort of voice for the tier 2 stream on the Tuesday, knowing that I could leave tier 1s in your trusted and experienced hands, good sir. So yeah, it seemed better so we had 2 broadcasts with commentary rather than one with commentary and the other one with some obscure grunts and coughs.
Yeah, I guess that's better than no commentary, my friend. It's better than none. 2 is better than just the one on its own. Well, let's have a little rundown whilst we watch Aidan Walsingham do some free practice of what happened last time out in Watkins Glen. So last time we were at the Glen, we were graced by a fantastic win by Mr. Walsingham. Maximum points for him, 100 bagged. We had Sakiri Lethinen in second place, with Luke Whitehead following with a very lucky third. Jardier up to 4th place, snuck past Valentine Barrier and George Boothby as they were fighting through the loop. It's a fantastic final lap. If you want to go back and watch that, you can. The VOD, definitely watch the final lap because it's epic. Changing of the podium places on the final lap's always fun. What does that do for the standings then, I hear you cry? Well, it means Aidan Walsingham currently leading away the Veloce boys. 279 points for Aidan. Luke Whitehead trailing, 255 points. Not too far behind in a Lexus, I have to say that again, a Lexus, George Boothby, 224. Three-way tussle then for the title this season. Boothby, Whitehead, Walsingham. Jards in fourth, coming across the line with a good points finish there, ninth and fourth for him. Needs to get himself onto the podium places if he wants a chance at this year's title. Joined just behind by the most impressive driver this season, I think, Hardy Chamberlain. Fifth place, 179 points. Valentin Barrier, sixth place. Sakari Lethanen, again, a very good performer, considering we don't necessarily know how good and how capable they are. We have found they've got some good results so far. Behind that then, Alejandro Alves and Alex Torregrossa in 8th and 9th. Chris Warner in 10th place, dropping down Kieran Prendergast after his race last week. And we are go for qualifying. It's a bit dodgy on the old netcode front. How's that looking for you, or is that just a me thing?
Depending on which vehicle you're looking at, I'm currently having a little look at kind of a 138, which is the Brabham Esports McLaren. Everything seems okay on my end.
Okay.
At the moment.
I'll keep an eye on
Had
that.
some glorious netcode issues at Watkins Glen. We had cars two becoming one. It was like a Spice Girls reunion. It was quite strange, but hopefully not the same this evening.
I do hope so.
I haven't had a chance to watch back the Tier 1 race yet at Watkins Glen, but now you've spiked my interest. I will be making sure I make the time for that. Ooh, kind of a 7. Kelly Flagger returned to the pits. Not entirely sure what happened there, but bit of a strange one. I was just having a quick look at the old championship points and realising that, our two top drivers, Luke Whitehead and Aidan Walsingham, neither of them have been off the podium yet. It's quite interesting to see Luke Whitehead not with the number 1 in front of his name. Normally it's just a case of you look at the top of the championship and you expect to see Luke's name. So I imagine a little bit shaken, possibly, that Aidan's already taken the lead, but they know each other. They are good friends. They are racing rivals as well as teammates from time to time. Interesting to see someone else taking over that front spot for a little while.
How they improve, how they do this session. Yeah, it just looks a little bit netcodey for me. I can see a couple of drivers got some spiked connections, Loverink and Blizzard, one of those. But yeah, we'll keep an eye, see what happens. It might just be me. Who knows? Pretty stable on the old stream front, guys. Let me know if you think otherwise. But it seems to be fine by side. But anyway, what a championship we've been kind of opened up to with this changing around positions in the top there. And yeah, we don't have a Luke Whitehead win so far that we can really shout about. I don't think he has had a win. Let me double check that. No, we don't. Second place, third place. So yet to reach the top spot for season 13. Let's just flash back to season 14 and standings. Luke Whitehead at this stage in the championship already had 3 under his belt. Or at least, it was 3. Where are we? This is round 4, isn't it? So yeah, he had 2 under his belt. He won round 4. Third place out in round 3. So yeah, it's just a completely different shape of form. Aidan Walsingham is very much on a similar projection than we can see Luke Whitehead this season. So a little bit of a swapping around possibly, but interesting, keeps the championship alive. We're on board with the current leader as he starts his first flying lap. He's behind Torregrossa, I think.
Yeah, I believe that is the car of Alex Torregrossa. Oh no, Torregrossa's number 7 BMW, so... Oh yes, it is. I just noticed that Chris Warner and Luke Whitehead have just taken over the 2 top spots. I think that's where I got slightly confused. I clicked on the wrong driver. But Luke Whitehead finally making a little bit of ground, got himself with a 121.712. It'll be interesting to see how he goes. See how the Porsche goes here this evening. Oh, and lovely to see that his livery is working this week, which is fantastic.
Yes, indeed. So. Last week I turned on my computer, and off topic guys, I was met with the loudest bang known to man, and my power supply blew up, so I had to overnight from Japan the power supply, so we had a race to show for you guys, and it seems to work. All of my jacks in the front of my computer completely fried, so mic gone, both earphone jack thingy's gone, yeah. So that's not very good. Never mind, we survived, and luckily no further damage. I don't think, at least, to any other components, but this is the first time I've actually tested a game. Probably should have done it not when we're streaming Tier 1, but never mind, we live and we learn. Luke Whitehead currently leading with a 1:21, and this is what he said, it's his favourite track, and he's going to be very quick around here. Second place, though, Junko Terminen currently, with a fantastic time, a 1:20, I think it's a 1:22, is that right? Yes, 1:22.2. Luke Whitehead in another galaxy.
I did hear quite a few whispers, people saying that if you could get the Ferrari right here, it really did have some pace. It was kind of a case of get it set up just spot on. Oh, Van Thielen just put himself in second place. Nearly with a 1:22.092. So he is there brushing against the 21s. He is incredibly close. Not a gnat's whisk between those two times. But yeah, I did hear people saying that the Ferrari in the right hand could possibly get into the 20s, which seems absolutely bonkers.
Interesting.
Oh, just while we're taking part in qualifying, quick update. 2 drivers are banned from qualifying for accumulating 5 license points. That is Yaroslav Dimitrov and Remy Papin, who neither of those drivers appear to be with us, which is always good.
Luke White's going faster right now, by the way. He's 3/10 up his previous time. Luke is looking to open up the gap to the guys behind by even more. Jentel Van Thalen, currently second place, pushes out Terminen. Yeah, I've definitely got some netcode problems going today. I don't know why. Maybe it's my connection to the server's really not very good. So apologies, guys. You see some of the cars dancing a little bit. It's not them. It is I think. Anyway, Michael Thomas in a fantastic liveried BMW pulls over. I think that was a Clearways. Very strange, but no, it wasn't. It was it was by the Derek Minter Strait, Westfield area. McDonald's. What a lovely livery.
There are some fantastic bright liveries coming back in again, not just in esports but in the real life as well. Just some really in-your-face, obvious advertisements. There's a lovely KFC Audi at the moment that I know one of the teams somewhere. One of the teams has made their in-game livery. I think it might again be the old. Who was it that used to run the SpongeBob liveries, and they've also run the Corner Cut division, Celtic Bromance. That's the ones. Yes. I believe they've got a very obvious KFC livery that they made as well, which is just fantastic. Over half a second ahead, Luke Whitehead at the moment. That is seriously good going. It's not the longest lap in the world here, so very impressive to be able to hook that together.
Very favourable conditions, I think, for the Porsche. Ambient temperature 17 degrees. Track temperature 24 degrees. So track's warm, gripped up, colder air going in those vents, which he needs, which we've discovered that is the problem. Rage, you're very quiet. Okay, sorry, mate, I'll turn it up. Like I said, I'm still getting used to the issues that I've faced the past couple of weeks, or the past week, sorry, with my power supply blowing up. So it's changed everything. So if my voice sounds slightly different, it's probably why. I'll get it sorted for the next round. It was just a mad scramble to get it on, so we gave you a stream this evening. I will endeavour to, must try harder. C+, I think, would be the score. Thank you, Estrelli. Tell me if that's any better. Anyway, Luke Whitehead sideways through with netcode into the latter part of this lap. Yeah, I'm really struggling here, Tim. We might have to hand over the mantle to you. I don't know if I'll be able to give these guys a proper stream, because they're literally going left hand down through right corners at the moment.
Okay, right. Well, I am going to go quiet for just a moment while I just do some behind-the-scenes stuff to make sure I am all set up, if that is the case. Yeah. So I will just leave it to you for the last 6 minutes. Give me just a moment.
No problem.
So if I'm a little bit quiet, you know why.
Yeah. I think that's probably the best thing for everyone involved, because the last thing we want to do is get into the start of this race and we have more netcodey bits. So you can see, obviously, I think it's me that's got the problem. So we'll try and rectify that. We'll get Tim on the streamy bits for this evening, and I'll just do the shouty bits. That's probably the better way forward. Never mind, we've tried. We've given it a go. I think it might be a definite me problem. It went bang the other day, and I don't think it's been right since, so we're going to have to fix it. I think the motherboard might be gone, and all the network bits sit on there, so yeah, never mind. We tried. It seems to be going okay when you're just streaming, but obviously not actually playing games to stream, so it's unfortunate. It's a very expensive motherboard. Down the drain. Never mind. Luke Whitehead on a flying lap at the moment. 121.4 is the fastest lap so far. 6/10 clear of Jentel van Thelen. Luca Weidelich, welcome back, sir, in third place. Is he in a Porsche? Yes, he is. Fantastic to see. Luca Weidelich back in Tier 1. I didn't realise he'd joined us. I didn't realise he'd come back, but he has. He's returned. He's in a Porsche, and he could threaten the Whitehead machine this evening. Who knows? We'll keep an eye on whether Luca Weidelich can do that. He is a very fast driver. We'll see if he's got anything up his sleeve to threaten. Where is Aidan Walsingham? P8 currently for the championship leader in the pit. Luca then rounding this lap to do a fast one. We'll stay on board with Weidelich down through the gears into turn 1. Probably take 2 of them. There we go. Squeeze on that throttle when he can down the crazy Paddock Hill bend down towards Druids. Nicely done. Wind on the throttle towards Graham Hill bend. Lovely stuff. Tuck it in. Hit the apex. Make sure you don't run wide onto that horrible grass. Took just enough. Paddock Hill then. No, it's not. Excuse me. Surtees. To the fun right-hand section of this track then. Hawthorns, lovely stuff. Down a gear, wait to apply the throttle, get it on nice and early. Same situation here. Oh, perfect amount of rumble strip. He's on a fast one, Luca. He's properly up on his time. Can he threaten then? Luke Whitehead here. Keeps it in higher gear. Lovely stuff through Sterling's then, down towards Clark Curve. Brilliant stuff here from Luca Weidelich. He's up on the time. Whether he can threaten here for a top spot, I'm not sure. We'll have to see. Running it tight to the wall there, down towards the first corner and across the line. Is it enough? It's not. No improvement, it seems. He must have invalidated. Never mind. Didn't tell me invalidated. I could only see he was improving. Never mind. It was a fantastic lap all the same. We might have a contender here for Luke Whitehead to be pitted against. We'll wait with bated breath. It still says to me he's not up on a time, so that almost indicates he invalidated already. Let's keep a close eye on Luca Weidelich for the rest of this qualifying session. 2 minutes to go then. Luke Whitehead easily outstretching the class of the field by 7.5 tenths.
Right, I am ready to go on my end. If that becomes the case, I will leave it hovering just in the side of my screen for now. I think definitely get the qualifying out the way and done. There's always a nice little bit of downtime between the end of qualifying and the beginning of the main race. So that's always a nice little bonus.
It seems fine now. I don't know why. It just it was a little bit sketchy. So we'll just see how it goes. We'll just play it by ear.
Yeah, I am seeing...
Go on.
I am seeing some slightly higher pings on Reneri and Blizzard. They are certainly showing slightly higher pings on my end as well. I haven't noticed any cars floating about yet, but, you know, that doesn't mean that it won't happen.
Exactly. Doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. It's all fine until it's not. Look at not getting a time in there. His last was a 1:22.6. So, yeah, not too sure what's going on for Luca Weidelich. Every time I can see him on a lap, it doesn't seem to want to update. So not too sure. But he's in 4th place. Anyway, let's have a look at see some other drivers then this afternoon. Michael Pochopin then, the 440. Another Porsche on a charge to improve their time. Currently P13, was on the bubble. He's got the Brabham driver behind in that McLaren. I'm not too sure who that is. That might be Santema. No, it's not. Stay with Pochopin.
I think that's kind of a 138, isn't it? Let's find it. Rafael Malho?
It could be.
Yes. Yes, that is a Brabham's Esports of a 138.
Oops, wrong one. Yes, it was. The teammate to to Kieran Prendergast, who I don't think I see this session. Someone else I don't see this session. More importantly, George Boothby.
Oh, that's a very good point. Yeah, Prendergast's running in 24th place at the moment. But yes, I haven't seen UKOG anywhere.
Yeah, not too sure, but that's a no-show from Boothby. So, yeah, don't think we'll see him start. He's not got a penalty. You said that we had penalties, but it's not Boothby, by the looks of things.
It's definitely not Boothby.
By the way. No further action from him.
Yeah, Dimitrov and Papin, those two are banned from qualifying, so they can take part in the main race, but they are not allowed to qualify.
Okay.
And as far as I can see, neither of them are here at all, which is fair enough. Sometimes starting from the back just isn't worth the stress. But that will obviously mean they get a complete loss of points. There's no chance of getting a decent recovery drive or somehow out of nowhere pulling one out the bag. I believe that's the timer down now on qualifying. So it'll be that final run to the line for a few drivers. Not many drivers out there actually still on a flyer, I don't think.
I was watching the Lentil himself, but he was very off the track earlier on, so it still says he's on a lap, and he's on his time split at the moment. So we're watching him at the moment going through the final few corners towards Sterling's. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's still got the old... Again, it could be netcode. Not too sure what's going on this evening. It might be able to... find out what the coordinators are saying. Yeah, look, he's sideways through the wrong direction through that corner and then pulls it into the pit. Okay, look, we'll use this opportunity to swap over stream, guys. Do not go anywhere because we've got a race on our hands this afternoon. Luke Whitehead then claims another pole position. Terminen in second place. Abe Sentema in third. The Lentil in fourth. Luca Vidalik in fifth. Gert Fischer in sixth, who's going to be a big obstacle to get past. Aidan Walsingham is going to have to try and overcome that in seventh. There we go. That is the lowdown today. Guys, like I said, bear with us. We're just going to swap over the stream just to give you the best opportunity today. So I'm just going to go onto the bank screen and we'll hand over to Tim.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Everything is okay. We are back in the game. Apologies to everyone at home. A little bit of internet issues going on, and we are back now, though. And hopefully, you should still be able to hear the delicious tones of Rage.
Hello. Yes, we are back. Well, shall we go down the grid to see what the situ is this afternoon?
I think that's
see where everyone ended up. I think we got through the top 7. I think. We'll start again. We'll start again. So I'll run through. It's Luke Whitehead currently in the top spot, pole position for him. Many pole positions this season. Joined then by Junko Terminen. Crazy qualifying for him. I think you said earlier the Ferraris go well around here, and you can see that because you've got Abe Sentema in a McLaren and another Ferrari of the Lentil Yentel Van Thalen in P4 on the second row. Luca Vidalik, an unknown quantity this season, joined us I think just for this race. A very speedy boy. He's been on Tier 1 for a little while, taken part in a lot of the endurance bits and pieces. So, welcome aboard, sir. He'll be joined on the third row by Gert Fischer. More importantly, just behind, Aidan Walsingham and Chris Warner are on the fourth row of the grid. Aidan's got a lot of work to do this afternoon. He's the only Honda up there. The next Honda's down in 18th place. Interesting. Toro Grosso then, Mattia De Campo, fifth row of the grid for them, 9th and 10th each. Sixth row will be Valentin Barrier and the Paduan, Wilf Paduano. They'll be P11 and P12 each. Jacob Blizzard, good qualifying from him. SGSS doing the business with Christian Ranieri joined on the 7th row of the grid, 13th and 14th each. 8th row, Michael Pochpin, and Michael Thomas. the Michael grid, the Michael row. That's row 8 for them. Kristen Pikowski and Sakiri Lehtinen off the back of a fantastic race will be on the 9th row of the grid, 17th and 18th place. Then you've got the 10th row, Rafael Malo and Fabio Zerbin, 19th and 20th for them. 21st and 22nd and 11th row on the grid is Krista's Podens. Why do we always say that? Not too sure. Krista's Podens and Luco Tazzato. There you go. 23rd and 24th, 7th row, I think. One of those. Many rows behind. Who knows? Matthias and Matt York. Matt York in P24 to start the race. Alejandro Avels will be on P25, joined by Kieran Prendergast back there in P26. Getting to the back end of this grid then, Kevin Niles, Traction Dave, 27th and 28th for them. And then 15th row of the grid, we're getting right in there then. Sylvian Amor and Lucien Porcina, and then Samir Foch and Josh Waring. What a fantastic pairing there, all the way back in P31 and 32. And then the last row of the grid, Skylar Loverink and Stefan Kochilichev. Fantastic. Well, we are off, I think. Almost. The cars are dropping down with the settings on, with all of the bits and pieces to go racing today. It looks like it's going to be dry all the way through today, Tim.
Yeah, it should be a bit of a relief for these drivers, knowing that it's going to be a nice dry day, and strangely to see it dry at Brands Hatch. It's one of those places where can quite frequently be a little bit on the moist side. It has to be said. So very, very nice to see that it should be some nice weather for everyone. They should at least be able to make their way through easily.
Well, good to see some nice dry running with these cars. We'll have to see how they fare later on. But yes, I think it's going to be very hard for anyone else really to compete with the Whitehead today. It looks like he's going to be on an absolute stormer with Terminen and Abe Santema just behind. It's going to be very tough, I think, for anyone to put the threats on Luke Whitehead. I'm going to say Luke P1 and the win. I think we might get Yentl the Lentil in P2 with Luca Vidalich knocking on the final step of the podium. It might actually be even Whitehead, Vidalich, Walsingham, I think, for 1, 2, 3. What are you saying?
Yeah, the one to keep an eye out again for, I think, is Walsingham. He should be able to push forward quite nicely. Gert Fischer looked very confident in qualifying as well. Whitehead did just have that ridiculous pace. But it's going to be interesting to see what Terminen can do. Another driver who's out there putting in some really good lap times. And as we said, the Ferrari has that innate ability to go fast here. The real surpriser for me is Santima, to be fair, in the McLaren. It's been a bit of an underrated car this season. Hasn't bowed overly well in the current BOP. It isn't a bad car by any means, but it just doesn't seem to be the sort of go-to aggressor that we've had over the years. So, be interesting to see how everyone goes. But yeah, I think the safe money is on Whitehead, isn't it, really? But I think the brave money is going to be on... You know what? Brave money, Santima on pole. I'll go for that.
For the top spot, you reckon?
I'm gonna throw some risk in there.
Okay, let's see. The one thing you've got to think of, though, you've got Terminen and Santema right next to Luke Whitehead into turn 1. Paddock Hill Bend takes no prisoners. Royal Rand saying, the Lentil, come on, he can go. We got the Lentil right up there. I know he's got fans. So, just cheer for your man if you want. Well, this evening, guys, welcome to the nasal stream of AOR's Tier 1 Season 15 Round 4. Me and Tim bring you the finest bits from the back of our larynx. Take it away, Tim, for the start of this race, because you've got control. I will go to the back and do the business.
Yeah, so final run to the line. All incoming now. We're going to nip to that helicam so we can get a bit of an idea. Going to keep on board with our main leaders. The final run to the line now. Slightly off camber, slightly uphill run to the line as well. It's going to be affecting people as the lights go green. Here we go. Absolutely fantastic start by Luke Whitehead. Santima having a little look up the inside as well. Possibly going to be able to take second place. Not able to. Just is defended out the way by Terminen, and it's all getting a little bit wide in the background. But at the moment, Luke Whitehead, what a big bump there at the very beginning. And there we go, Terminen goes through into second place. But that definitely was a little bit of argy-bargy, a bit of a push to pass. So Santima gets past Terminen, but and I've just seen a car go round. I'm not sure who that was, but it was one of them. I think it might have been Luke Weidlich. No, it was kind of a 29 we saw go round.
Apex 1 driver, not too sure which one.
Oh,
Left him off the grass as well, but all good at the back so far.
Fantastic. So, at the moment, Luke Whitehead absolutely flying away at the very beginning. The battle for third place continuing on, though. This is now Terminen versus Thielen versus Gert Fischer. Gert Fischer on the grass a little bit there as well. Drop back down to a slightly closer cams. Terminen just trying to get away. Thielen versus Fischer, very close. Aidan Walshingham as well, sniffing around the back of them, already keeping his eye on what is going to be happening. And to be fair, Torre Grosser as well is appearing in the back of this shot. But all meanwhile, Luke Whitehead is absolutely flying away from this pack. Oh, there's been a bit of an incident going on back there. Car number 34, I've just seen hit up with a yellow flag. We'll see if we can catch that one. Trying to find them.
That's Josh Waring.
Oh, that
seems to be back on the track though, in the AMG, but right at the back.
Josh Waring. We'll see if we can get back. We might just catch it. Oh,
to go back.
Yeah, Ferrari slid around in front of him. He had nowhere to go. High-speed corner. So, yeah, not a great deal he could do at that part of the circuit. I think that was Sheens or Dingledale. A bit hard to tell from that camera angle. But, yeah, sadly, came across a bit of a cropper there. Sort of everything outside of his control. Not a great deal he could do about that one. It was a power-sliding Ferrari in front of him. So, back with our front battle at the moment. Abe Sentima has managed to take on the second place position. It is pushing hard forwards. Terminen following along in third, Van Thielen in fourth, Gert Fischer in fifth, and Walshingham in sixth. That seems to be the big one. Oh, car number 12 as well has just gone off. Oh, and that is the Padawan. Padawan has gone off. We'll see if we can catch back with that one, whether that was traffic or all on his own. Oh, a lot of cars sliding around. So this is coming down through, I believe this is Pilgrim's Drop, coming down towards Hawthorne. So what happens here? Oh, I think that was just the car unsettled itself, and then he's got the Ferrari sneaking around the back of him. Oh, and there was contact. Round it goes. I think that might have been a little bit of net code as well there, because that car did just seem to suddenly be going sideways after what appeared to be a very, very small amount of contact, but stays off the racing line and does safely rejoin. So, good recovery. Nicely done. Luke Whitehead has
raced on for P3, I think, at the moment. The Lentil getting very close to Terminen. I was going to say, Tim, with all of this going on behind, oh, Lentil goes wide, manages to hold on to it. As we go down towards Pilgrims, he's going to be very, very much under threat from Gert Fischer here. Gert's got to run, moves to the outside, sweeps and tries to go round the outside. It's going to be hard there. A little bit of a bump. We're all good. On to the green stuff for the Lentil. Gert Fischer trying desperately to get into fourth place. Little bit of touching and moving there. Got to be careful, Gert. The stewards are watching, I must say.
Yeah, I think Terminen, Van Thielen, went onto the grass a little bit as well and unsettled himself. And Gert Fischer had such a run on him and didn't really have anywhere to go. Another quick bump between them. And I imagine Aidan Walshingham behind him is rubbing his hands together in excitement, thinking, come on, you two, take each other out. That'll be two positions for me, nice and easy. And he is right on the back of Gert Fischer now. Gert Fischer has gone from being the attacker to being the attacked. Interesting to see how the Honda goes here this evening. It's not a car that I've seen in a long time go round Brands Hatch, so it's not sort of, I've got a wealth of knowledge when it comes to the old Honda here. But this is the joy of the BOP, this custom BOP that we're running again this season, bringing back these slightly older or slightly more obscure vehicles.
It's backing up this pack by the looks of things. What's going on ahead? Van Thielen slowly pushing back Gert Fischer into Walshingham. Torre Grosser wants a bit of the action, so does Barry. I think that at the end it's De Campo who's just about jumped onto the back of this train, and you're right, we're not really too sure of the pace of Aidan Walshingham today. Seems to be struggling in the high speed, but very good just through this middle section. The Lentil, though, suffering by the looks of things through the high-speed right-handers that we're in right now. So Gert Fischer right on the bumper, tries to make a move. No way past for him. He's thinking he's going to have to wait for the opportunity. Van Thielen definitely made a mistake last lap. He's managed to get it all back under control. as we go for the next lap. And yeah, Aidan Walsingham trying desperately, but he's got to be careful though, because otherwise he's going to get pushed into the back of Torregrossa, and you've got Valentin Barrier there, and we know how fast he is, ready and waiting to pick up the pieces.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. You're surrounded by such high-quality racers here. It isn't just a case of, oh, I'm constantly pushing forward. You've got to be looking in your mirrors as well. So many times where a position can be lost when you're just least expecting it. Again, Aidan really starting to close up on the back of Gert Fischer. The Honda should be pretty good in a straight line as they go down through Pilgrims. Really going to be who gets the best line out of Surtees, and they're coming into it right now. We're looking fairly well together. We've seen Van Thielen go a little wide on the exit a few times and lose a bit of exit speed. They look a bit cleaner this time round, and everybody seems to be keeping fairly equal at the moment. Little battle at the top, just starting to cool down ever so slightly. Luke Whitehead with the fastest lap of the race with a 1:22.335. Sort of already opened up a ginormous gap of 3 seconds in under 7 minutes, which is fairly impressive.
Are we surprised at this point? No, Tim, that's the main question. Are we surprised that Luke's able to do it? A move then, hopefully, for Gert Fischer, swiping the back of that Ferrari for another attempt at passing. He's going to have to try it down the Brabham Straight towards Paddock Hill Bend. He's going to look for the inside. He does take the inside. Fantastic move then. Gert Fischer up the inside into turn 1. He's going to push him wide. I think he's going to have to yield, and he does. There we go. Gert Fischer then up a position, up into 4th place. Yentl tries to come back, but he's got to be careful. Walsingham is right there. So's Terminen, and so is, Torregrossa and Valentin Barrier. Talking of Terminen and Santema, they're doing a fantastic job in 2nd and 3rd place with this squabble that's going on for the back of the pack, all hunting down these podium positions, but Gert's managed to scalp one. Next up then, for Aidan Walsingham, is the Lentil himself. Got to be careful, he's falling backwards, unfortunately, the Scarlet Ferrari.
Yeah, maybe they felt a bit better in qualifying, just isn't quite able to hold it together here in the main race. I'm amazed that Fischer got that car stopped before the apex, to be fair. I could not believe at turn 1 he managed to get that BMW in and on the racing line. I honestly thought he was going to end up in the gravel on the outside of the turn. He braked so late with that very confident dive up the inside. But fair play. Oh, Aidan Walsingham getting a little bit unsettled there. Just ran a little bit too much curb, but he did just about manage to recover it. But that has allowed Torregrossa to maybe just start closing in on him. That is not what Aidan needs. He needs to keep pushing forward. He needs to try and get some better positions, as he's going to lose his top slot in the championship unless he can get himself up on the podium. Whitehead with over 3.5 seconds lead built up already. Under 10 minutes of the race done, and he's already absolutely flying away. Let's have a little bit look further down the pack. Who have we got here? I think we have... I believe this is Luca Tozzato, and he's being chased down by Chris Warner, that absolutely fantastic liveried Aston Martin. This is the battle for 19th place. Well, actually, technically, yeah, this is the battle for 19th place. Kind of a 38 versus 1-1-1.
I still stayed with the top spots just in case we miss anything, Tim.
Yentl's heated up again.
It has. Oh, Yentl trying up the inside. That's a crazy place to try it through Westfield. And here comes Aidan Walsingham. There's been touching through Sheen, and managed. Oh, there goes Torregrossa and Valle through for position. And Aidan Walsingham, current championship leader, down 2 positions. Just trying to make a move up in a rather awkward place. Left to right he goes to try and get past Valle. No, thank you. He'll close the door. He's going to have a run up the inside, though, into turn 1. Down through the Brabham Straight, then he goes. Is he going to try and make a move up the inside? He's there. He's going to have to be hard on the brakes then for Aidan into a good spot. Oh, thank goodness Valle manages to hold on to it. I think he maybe didn't know the brake marker or the braking point. That shows you how good Gert Fischer's move was last time around. And De Campo looking for a little place there to try and get up the inside of Aidan Walsingham. No moves for him, unfortunately, only backwards for Aidan Walsingham.
I want to say that was an absolutely fantastic bit of defensive driving there from Barrier. you could just notice the way he wasn't just constantly on the brakes, he was feathering the brakes, trying to just keep his nose in front. Oh, and the 111 car, that's brought out the yellow flag. We're going to keep on board with this main battle at the moment.
I'll stay with it if you like. So that's Chris Warner, Apex 1. He's round at the Cooper Straight towards Surtees. So yeah, not too sure how he did that. He must have gone wide on Graham Hill Bend, hit dropped the tyre onto the grass and spanned the car, I think, probably. Easy done there in the first sector.
I think we might see Aiden drop back another place or two to Campo and Thomas. Oh, what a big snap of oversteer there from Walshingham. How on earth he held that together? Oh, and there's another bit of an incident there with car number 99. Having a bit of a sideways clash. I'm not entirely sure what happened on the exit of the corner there, but just something I think it was through Sterling's. The car just snapped oversteered and he lost so much space. And through came De Campo, but De Campo outbrakes himself and ends up going deep into turn 1. He's off in the gravel and he's lost at least 1 position, possibly 2. And now
Ranieri going up the inside as well. So does Mikowski. Lost 2 positions just on that one corner. Unfortunate stuff. Yeah, poor thing.
Turn 1, one of those corners where once you start going wide, the track just keeps going away from you. It's so hard to get yourself back onto the circuit, and as well, everybody is pushing really hard to the left. Cars are under a seriously large amount of pressure as well. It's very hard to dip out the way of other cars that are rejoining the circuit. So, and as we just saw, De Campo is paying the price of going in that gravel. Got lots of cars going wide on the exits of the turns today. No one really seems to be able to keep it completely clean. Gert Fischer and the Lentil still having a good battle. Toro Grosso's picked up a 15-second penalty, and I think that was a... Oh, my goodness gracious. That rejoin was... that was something.
Yeah.
Yes,
I think Yentl push him wide, and then obviously he rejoined as quick as he could, and there goes Toro Grosso through. He's got himself a penalty. You stay with this, Tim. I'll go find out why.
Yeah, not sure what happened there. Must have been something fairly early on in the race. It wasn't many opportunities, but yeah, Gert Fischer got a little bit of a push to pass there. So currently Van Thielen has taken the position, but again, I think that'd be something that the stewards might be keeping a little bit of an eye on. I know they've rubbed and bumped a fair few times, these two drivers. So managed to shake one BMW of Fischer, but now he's being under attack from Toro Grosso, obviously with that 20-second time penalty, but still on the track it is going to be a little bit stressful. Oh, Michael Thomas as well picking up a penalty as well, currently only 5 seconds, but I may see that increase.
Yeah, that was a minor avoidable incident, lap 1. A naughty point. 1 licence point added for him. That was the cars involving I think himself and 907, which is Jacob Blizzard, who qualified so well, now down to P13. The big one, though, that I don't think we've noticed, car number 29, we were raving about him in qualifying. Luka Vidalik is out on lap 1, and that's what Alex Toro Grosso is responsible for. Moderate collision, avoidable also. Got himself 3 naughty points, unfortunately. So it was him, it was Luca, and a couple of other cars, but obviously I think Luca getting the worst of that. So Toro Grosso got a nasty slap on the wrist for that.
Yeah, I know the stewards are being especially strict this season with lap 1 incidents, really trying to crack down on them. So one of those difficult things, everybody wants to try and gain as many positions as possible, but the last thing you want to do is ruin someone else's race.
Talking of ruining a race, Aidan Walsingham's struggling really badly. He's dropped, he's now back P9, he's behind Thomas. I'm not too sure if Thomas maybe got past him somewhere there, we missed that. Because, yeah, I'm pretty sure he was in between Thomas and Valet, but he might not have been. Anyway, the McDonald's liveried BMW's in front of Aidan now, and Christian Ranieri's behind him, and then Mikowski and De Campo, who went wide through turns 2 a couple of laps ago. Was he that far down, Aidan Walsingham? P9.
His last lap was a 1:25, so that's about 2 seconds off the pace. I think that explains why he's dropping back. Something not right with that car for him this evening. Whether it's a setup issue or something else, I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, he does not seem his normal podium hunting self, does he, this evening? He's currently scrabbling to keep himself inside the top 10, and he's got some big names. Ranieri, Mikowski, Campo, Blizzard as well coming up behind them. massive train of cars. He is in risk of becoming a cork in a bottle, and I just don't think he can hold back all that fizz behind him.
Yeah, strange. He's been infallible all season. First time we've seen cracks in Aidan Walsingham's plan of attack. What a round to have a few incidents. You know that your main rival's going to have a clean sweep here. Pole position and probably the win, despite any mechanicals or other issues included. So yeah, I mean, what a time to probably have a bad one. I don't think he'll be too disappointed, but yeah, 9th place for him so far. Just got to be careful though, doesn't want to get embroiled in little incidents that cause him to have even further issues like penalties and such. We'll see if any more penalties come up for the likes of the squabble that I'm watching, at least. Torregrossa, Van Thalen and Gert Fischer. Fischer still not made it back up to the pack, what we saw an instant a few laps ago, but Yentl definitely holding up the pace slightly. Torregrossa right on the back, so you've got that little scarlet shiny Ferrari with two very menacing BMWs, as Torregrossa gets a little bit unsteady as he goes towards Sterling's. And I think Gert Fischer gets a little bit of lap time on him there. So they're getting closer then. Maybe a few more laps and we might see Gert Fischer moving forwards, possibly past both Torregrossa and Van Thalen. Let's see as it heats up.
Be good to see the two BMWs work together a little bit, use their strengths, get, sort of almost tow each other around, hang onto the back of that Ferrari, maybe force some mistakes like we saw earlier on. Oh, Thielen going very, very wide there on turn 1. A little bit into the gravel. We keep seeing him on the exits of the turns. Just seems to be dipping his tyres maybe onto the grass, a little bit out wide. Much cleaner this time around, but it'd be interesting to see how he does as he goes up towards Sheens. Not Sheens, say again, Surtees, that's the one. Oh, car number 695 with a yellow flag. Oh, that's what looking, that is... Oh, they come into the pit, so I'm not sure whether that was just a yellow flag. Sort of having a little bit of a wobble as they came into the pit, as ACC loves to do sometimes, is give you a spurious yellow flag. The battle continuing on at the moment. Thielen versus Torregrossa, and then we've got Fischer as well, literally fishing for positions. He's casting his net and hoping that there may be a small mistake in front, and there is the small mistake. Yet again, the Ferrari goes a little bit wide on exit, loses pace. Oh, Torregrossa gets the nose absolutely closed off him there, and through comes Fischer, now up the inside. He's going to have the inside into turn 1. We saw him do it earlier on. He had a really good move, gets the position done well in advance, barrier into the pit as well now. So Van Thielen has a little bit of breathing room, but not for long, as he's got yet another BMW coming up behind him. The coach seat livery, as I like to think, on that car number 78. It does remind me of being in the on a school bus in the 90s.
It's HKS confetti! Screams in JDM, never mind. I think Van Thalen is the quantity that's causing the problems at the moment, isn't he? You've got Torregrossa trying to desperately get past. Gert Fischer's tried as well. Both failed. Both been passed back or had incidents and been passed back. I mean, it's a big old car to hustle around a very small track, so I'm not surprised. Obviously, Yentl got a slightly smaller car to get it round. But yeah, unfortunately, I think Van Thalen is being the problem at the moment. Let's have a look at his time. So what was it, 1:24 dead last time around for the guys behind, 1:23.4 and 1:23.9. So I mean, that's the problem, isn't it? It's Yentl. He's a little bit slow. He's a few tenths off the pace a lap, and it's causing these two BMW boys to squabble amongst themselves and pick up through mistakes. I did notice that Ranieri's got himself a penalty, and Torregrossa into the pit somewhat early, but looking to capitalise on an early pit stop. Interesting.
I wonder if he is a bit like you were saying, that him and Fischer were squabbling so much. Maybe he's thinking there's just no point squabbling. Let's get out the way, get pitted, maybe get some clean air, try and make back those 20 seconds of penalty. 20 seconds is a big old penalty, to be fair. A lot of time to try and make up. But Gert Fischer already on the attack and starting to catch up with the back of Van Thielen. Just going to be a case of where can he get it done. I think, again, he's going to have to look for a little bit of a mistake. I do wonder if maybe Van Thielen is struggling with full race weight of fuel. Obviously, in qualifying, the car felt good. He had decent pace there. In practice, I imagine it felt pretty good as well. But maybe now that he's in the race, trying to bring those tyres up. Although he has had, the best part of 20 minutes to get the tyres up to temp and feeling nice. But with all that extra fuel weight on board, it can feel a little bit strange as he looks like he went a little bit wide there again.
I think Gert's just that little bit more composed throughout the lap. You've got to remember also, he's got the yardstick, isn't he? He knows when to brake perfectly. He knows when to get round the corner because he's following the car. So it's always easier to follow than it is to lead in a pack that's battling. So the pressure's off. You're hunting as opposed to defending. Let's see. Even laps for them coming across the line. Gert Fischer a 1:23.2. Van Thalen a 1:23.4. So there's your difference. It's 2/10 a lap. And that is through clean-ish laps. So Gert Fischer definitely the faster driver at the moment. He's lapping around a little bit faster than Junko Terminen, who's in third place. So if he can get released, he's actually going faster than Abe Simtema at the moment. They're both laps just a tenth slower than what Gert Fischer just managed, and he's chasing. So yeah, Gert Fischer technically, if he continues up the pace, it would be a threat for second place.
I feel like my dream of Santima in pole position is now completely out the window with the whopping 8-second lead that Luke's brought around. But yeah, I think that's the end of that one, isn't it? That's the end of my dream. I've definitely lost my bet on that.
Oh, never mind.
That one. I just noticed Matt York up to 13th place. I think that's a fair few positions gained for that driver there.
It definitely is. Yeah, it was P24, I think, wasn't he? Roughly around there when he started. Yeah, fantastic.
He was definitely towards the latter half of the field, wasn't it? So yeah, Matt York obviously feeling pretty at home this evening.
Let's have a look at his times. If he can only get qualifying under control. He's lapping the same speed at the moment as Abe and Junko Terminen. So he's going as fast as Jentel the Lentil. So that's a real shame. He's actually going faster than Jentel. He's going a little bit slower than Gert Fischer. But yeah, fantastic pace from Matt York. He just can't unlock it in qualifying, which is a real shame. But underweight, that car is very fast for Matt York. He's in the pit.
Yeah, just saw him dive into the pit. In fact, sort of almost a bit of the commentator's curse. Not sure if he got across the white line in time. I think he might have been cutting across the green stuff a little bit. Just jumping on board quickly with car number 55 of Mr. Luke Whitehead, who is currently making his way through traffic. Making short work of it. Oh, a little bit onto the grass there. But yeah, just absolutely flying along. He's just gone past one of the Brabham Esports McLarens. I think that was car number 138. So you get an idea of just how far ahead he is. He is absolutely flying along and about to come up towards the back of the BMW slathered in McDonald's liveries.
Why not?
Oh, sorry, got to quickly say, Gert Fischer versus Thielen. This is back on again.
It is. Last time around, Tim, their lap times were, believe it or not, oh, Van Thielen going wide through Sterling's. I was going to say 1:23.355 each, both exactly down to the thousandth of a second. So they're both as quick as each other last lap around. Don't see that very often, so these guys nip and tuck. They cross over the line. One will definitely be slower than the other, but only by 200ths. They are very much on the pace, these boys. They managed to have picked it up as Van Thalen dips a toe, but he's okay.
Oh, Ranieri and De Campo now coming into the pits as well. God, you can just see the aggressive stance, though, that Gert Fischer is taking. He's really throwing that car in, hoping it sticks, and the BMW just seems to take such a more composed line through the turns. Oh, whapping great loads of cars coming into the pits. Zerbin, Loverinks, Podens, De Campo and Ranieri. I know a couple of those definitely already got listed off, but huge great numbers of cars coming into the pits now as we are just 5 minutes short of the halfway point. So 60 minutes of Brands Hatch this evening on the GP circuit.
I think Van Thalen's just really bad on the final sector. Always loses time going through Sheen and Dingledale kind of area. So he's just not very good through the fast right-handers of Westfield, Sheen. And then Sterling seems to be much better. But yeah, just the latter end of the lap, end of the second sector, beginning of the third, is Jentel Van Thalen's worst nightmare as Gert Fischer pulls it in to take his pit stop bang on time, gets the car stopped perfectly. Gert Fischer then is going to be a real measuring stick then with Valentine Barrier and Walsingham if he manages to get the pit stop done. Where are the likes of Barrier?
With Van Thielen there, it's just been an incident. I think it was with a car exiting the pit. So we've gone back on a 30-second rewind on that one. I'm going to go over
the Brabham car, that will be Kieran Prendergast.
I don't think it was. I'm not sure, but it was definitely Van Thielen. So it jumping on board at the moment. Going up the Brabham straight. What is this? This is a red and white Mercedes, kind of at 88, I think. And there was a little bit of sideways contact.
That's Fabio Zerbin, if it was the 88.
Yeah, definitely.
You updated what happens with this pits, by the way, because you've got Valentine Barrier about to overtake Gert Fischer, who's still in the pit. He's leaving at the moment. I don't know if you want to jump on board with that.
Yeah.
Here comes Valet then, up the outside. He's going to switch it. No. Gert Fischer holds on to position. Crucial pit stop for Gert.
Got it done, and he managed to get out. He's got a little bit of a gap there. To be fair, I think Barrier was quite respectful then. I was almost expecting a bit of a dive and a switch up the inside to try and make it work. But no, nicely done there, and then great pit exit. And to be fair, already got the pace on immediately. Obviously, Barrier already been out there for at least a lap or two. Got those tyres up to temp. But the BMW looking fairly composed, even on a fresh set. Terminen and Van Thielen into the pits as well now. And I wonder if
I'll stay with them. I'll stay with them and let you know when they're exiting. I think if their cars are going through, I think roughly Stirling's and Sheen curve, then they might be able to pit them into turn 1, but we'll see.
So at the moment, Gert Fischer is just coming through Sheen's now. So he's got a little way to go, a little bit unsettled there. He's pushing the car hard to keep it in front of Barrier. Cold tyres, he is absolutely going for it.
So Junko Terminen's been released. I think he'll hold on to position. Yentl, though, still... he's just dropped now off the pit blocks. So he's fine. He's just leaving now. But I think he's going to come into threat here from Gert Fischer. Where is Fischer? Oh, easily passed. Huge loss.
On pass, hasn't he? God, I think he's also lost a Barrier as well there. And in fact, where is Walsingham? Has he managed to take a position? Yeah,
he's way back.
But
he did take it.
He did take it. I either wonder, was there a little bit of damage from that incident with the 88 car?
More likely, yeah.
At the same time, possibly. Santima now into the pits as well. Oh, car number 16 with a drive-through penalty. So that's a big hit. Not what they want to see.
I was going to say, I watched Van Thalen hit his pit marker absolutely fine. There wasn't a pushback or anything like that. So he might have decided to do that damage. And yeah, you're right. The P20 of Matthias Gewaltz, he's, that's a park up and go home, isn't it, really? Drive-through penalty.
Yeah, especially this late in the race as well. Half an hour left to go. That's pretty much it. Because I know, as I think it defaults to repairing your damage, I wonder if he didn't realise he picked up damage and then just was, once you're in the pit and you've actually stopped, that's it. You can't change your strategy at that point. You only have the sort of the time before you are actually locked in place in the pit to make any kind of strategy changes. So I wonder if maybe caught them off guard. I'm surprised they went for the damage, especially only with 30 minutes of the race left. A lot of drivers will just make the most of it and just try and make their car as wide as possible.
Just a bit of news, Tim. Abe managed to get the car sorted out in the pit stop ahead of Junko Terminen. That's for net second and third place, so Abe holds on to second place. Junko did get a little bit of time on him, but not a lot. Still a bit of a gulf between the two. Where are they at the moment? Yeah, 3.5 seconds in between P2 and P3. Luke Whitehead still yet to pit.
Yeah, I think he's just making the most of that clean air. There's not a lot around him, although he has got a bit of traffic building in front of him now. So this could be Santima's little opportunity to try and reel some of that time in. It's going to depend on how much that traffic slows down Whitehead. If anyone can make their way through quickly, it would be the Ripper himself. He'd be able to just carve his way through the great paths of people. Oh, Avilés, Tozzato, and the Padawan all into the pits as well now. So Santima will pick up second place on the road. Really nice livery on that McLaren. Having a little hover over it now. Simple, but I do like it quite a lot. So I think that is everybody has pitted now, apart from our race leader. How late is he going to leave this? Oh no, Luke Whitehead into the pits. As I said it, he jumps into the pits and gets it done. So Whitehead into the pits. Where is Sam Teemer? He is only just going through Surtees. So it's going to have to take a colossal mistake from Whitehead to open up that gap and sort of see what happens.
Yeah, I think he'll hold on to that unless something disastrous happens. He hit the pit square perfectly. No moves for him. So, yeah, he should get a fantastic pit stop here. Luke Whitehead should be miles ahead. He'll lose a bit of time. Obviously, the undercut's powerful. But I think it won't be as bad as what we think. So, yeah, Luke Whitehead for a pit then. Gert Fischer, how far away is he from Terminant? 2.7. We'll keep an eye on that gap, Tim. Definitely lapping faster. Just to give you an idea, 1:22.5 was the last time around. Actually, fastest lap for Gert Fischer. Last time out for Junko Terminant, that's his second lap after doing the tyres, was a 1:23.3. So that's what, 8/10 slower? So yeah, Gert Fischer definitely faster than Junko in this second stint. Abe, though, also slower with a 1:22.9, but he might have slightly colder tyres. But yeah, Gert Fischer doing very well, and he's going to be threatening for both the top spots this afternoon. More action to come then inside the podium places, I think, and it's going to involve a confetti liveried BMW.
Yeah, I definitely do not think the podium is settled at all yet. A little bit outside the podium, the battle for 9th place. De Campo versus Lehtinen and Thomas. That battle still continuing on. Oh, De Campo as well. And it is De Campo running in 9th place at the moment. So this is Mercedes versus Honda versus BMW. Mercedes just looks fairly well planted there through Surtees. And the number 30 Honda looked a little bit bouncy. I think in the back of this shot as well, you can actually see a nice little battle going on. Matt York versus Malho. Sorry, Mallow. Oh, Prendergast picked himself up a 15-second penalty. He's further down the grid, but he has picked himself up something. Back on board with this battle for 9th place at the moment. Lovely Moon Eyes livery on the side of that AMG Mercedes. So far, it's all cooled off a little bit after the pits. No one is sort of on any kind of super attack at the moment. I know Avilés is having a little bit of a squabble further back as well. That's a recovering Torregrossa after that penalty he picked up. So I imagine...
I think what you meant by Moon Eyes, Tim.
Oh!
So I looked at the car.
Yes!
You're right. Yeah, Moon Eyes. Get it.
The Moon Eyes livery on there.
Why not?
It's cool.
Any Moon Eyes for you today, sir?
Would you like some Moon Eyes, sir?
Yes, I'll have the 56, please. Yes, thank you. Lovely year, sir. Well done. Moon Eyes it is.
I'm trying to have a little look at the gap that Luke Whitehead is now holding. According to the in-game timing, it is over 11 seconds lead. To get an idea of just how incredibly far ahead he is, what we'll do is we'll go for the option of keep a little eye on the timing board, and we can go, there we go, he's crossing the line, and so now we sit and twiddle our thumbs for just a few more minutes. Continue to twiddle. Just a little bit more twiddling.
Harrier Jazz in the chat. The 56 was piss. Now the 54, chef's kiss. Moon Eyes for you, sir. Oh, lovely. Yeah, it is 11.3 seconds. Fantastic.
Yeah, ridiculous amount of time, isn't it? Absolutely mad. You could read the wine list in that amount of time. Barry are doing very well.
Going on towards the battle. Sorry, Tim.
No.
Towards the back. You're saying Valentin Barry?
I was just saying, Valentin Barry doing very well for himself. Got himself up into 5th and holding on to that for now. Avilés down in 16th place, still being attacked by Torregrossa.
So it's got the vote for one of the best liveries on the grid, Alejandro. That Hydra, is it Hydra Sim Sports? It is, yeah. It looks awesome.
Yeah, very, very nicely put together nicely put together livery, that. Lots of nice little small details all over it. And again, it looks like the kind of livery you would see in real life as well. It's quite nice. And you see these sort of properly put together, fancy looking liveries. What is it that says across the little look on the rear wing? Couldn't quite see. Do you know where we might be able to see, though? Is over the rear wing camera. Let's see if we can grab it. See if I click the right button. I didn't again. There it is.
Dromdario. Whatever that is. Dromdario? Or is it Alejandro? No, it can't be. No, Dromdario. Weird. I don't know what that means.
I'm sure someone...
I'm sure he does.
Yeah. Someone will be able to let us know. I am absolutely sure.
Chat's asking, for number 10, is that a quali ban for the next race then? Kieran Prendergast. He's got himself a whoopsie. Some naughty points. Shall I have a little look whilst you carry on? Where is he? He's the number 10 car. Oh, goodness. Responsible for causing a moderate avoidable accident and then driving through car 111. And then we've got Sylvian Amor is responsible for seeing the stricken 1-1 way too late and hitting the car, causing further damage. So what does Prendergast get from that? He gets 2 naughty points, and I think that's 10-second time penalty for car's number 695, and he gets 1 naughty point. So yeah. Disaster. What's the quali ban?
I believe it is 5. 5 points. I'll
be right back.
Quali ban.
I'll be right back. Twiddle your thumbs. Let's have a look. Quali ban is 5.
Really, is it? When you think you can pick up 2 per incident, we're in race 4 now. But then again, there'll be some drivers that have not got a single point to their name, which is quite nice. I had a quick jump on board with Prendergast now, that car number 10. As he is in the middle of a battle. He's got Lovering just in front of him in that howling Lamborghini, and then he's got a very, very rumbly number 12, the Padawan. Lovely Mercedes. At the moment, obviously, holding the position on the road of 23rd, but that is going to come tumbling down at the end of the race when he has 25 seconds added to the end of it. And that's basically sort of about a third of a lap here. Gives you an idea of just how much ground he's going to lose. Position's changing in front of him though. Mercedes trying to go around the outside. Can't quite get it done. Now looks to get the switch back towards turn 2. Not able to do it either. Has a little sniff up the inside. Can't do it. Holds on. Just going to sit behind for a little bit longer, but intent is being shown. Prendergast under attack from Cardano.
Can't find Kieran's details. I'm still here, just trying to find some information about how... There he is, found him. I don't know how many penalties he's got so far. Car number 10, can't find it. League standings, no. I don't know.
Normally on their profile, isn't it? I think it normally says how many they have. You have to go into his own profile and then you can usually find them there. But it has tricked me before in the past. I've looked at that and gone, oh my good lord, these people should not be qualifying. And as it turns out, yes, they can. But there we go.
It says license points RBLP.
Quick one. Gotta quickly say it. England, who was running in 7th place, is he's picked up a 5-second penalty.
Oh no.
So the Yentl, the Lentil himself, not only is he under attack from Walshingham, but he's also picked up a 5-second penalty, which is going to see him tumbling down through the points. Not sure if we can find out exactly why that is. I think it might have been one of the push to passes he had with the BMWs earlier.
That's it. It's no, it's the incident leaving the exit with Fabio Zerban. So Yentl the Lentil, responsible for causing a minor avoidable incident with 88, Fabio Zerban, when he leaves the pit. Next to them, it will be 1 naughty point and a 5-second time penalty. And to answer the question, he got 3 licence points. This is Prendergast at Watkins Glen. So another 2 will mean a quali ban for young Prendergast.
Scary stuff. It's not what you want. You want to be trying to hang on to, sort of try and keep your licence as clean as possible.
You also get damage, I hear, from Prentice Senior. But he's way back in P, was he 23 at the moment, and now with naughty points and time penalties, I think that's race over. here in front of us. Talking about race over, Aiden Walsingham, P7 at the moment. He was sideways through turn 1. He's behind Van Thalen. He's pretty much past Van Thalen, but he's going to be held up at least because of the time penalty. Valentine Barrier next on the list. What's happening then with Gert Fischer and Terminen? Still 3 seconds. I thought he'll be up the road like a rat down a drain pipe. Obviously not. 1:22.6 was the last lap. Terminen's was a 1:22.6. It looks like that BMW has plateaued in pace. We'll keep an eye then on what Gert Fischer does, but at the moment, 3.5 seconds back. He's not improved. Surprising.
I wonder if maybe that car was just a little bit better compared to the other cars around it earlier on with all the extra weight of fuel. You know, the other cars, those sort of like smaller mid-engined cars, as a comparison to that BMW, that great big front-engine rear-wheel drive setup. I wonder if it was just a little bit pointier, a little bit quicker in the first half. Ooh, Gert Fischer getting a little bit squirrely on the exit of Sterling's there. So yeah, but I wonder if maybe the car is still nicely planted, but the other cars around him have sort of come to life a little bit. Sort of being able to open the taps a little bit more and keep pushing forward. De Campo, currently running in 9th place still, but still being chased down by that number 30 Honda. And there's still in the background, we've got the Thomas McDonald's BMW. This battle is not over yet. 0.3 between them, which is absolutely nothing. And sniffing around the back of it as well. You've also got Matt York Bentley and Mallow as well, not that far behind.
He was in P13 a little while ago, so maybe he's gained one through the pit stops. That's Matt York up to P12.
Yes.
And yeah, like you say, sniffing the back of McDonald's. Not a bad place to be. Mine's a Big Mac, actually. Large Coke and some fries, please.
Very, very nice. I'm a 20 chicken nuggets man and a Sprite kind of guy. Yeah.
Get in the bin.
Oh, chicken nuggets are great. They're just...
That's a big tasty.
The sweet curry sauce. Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. I think it's just come through though for Mallow. I don't think that was there before, or it just something caught my eye, and kind of a 138 has picked up a 5-second penalty as well.
Don't get much past you, do they? Rafael Mello leaves little room for 907. Gets himself a, I think is that a 5-second or a 10-second? I think it's going to be a 10. It's just only 5 supplied at the moment. It will be 10 seconds worth of time penalties and a naughty point. Jacob Blizzard, I think he was close. He forced Blizzard off the road. He's not had a good race, has he, old Blizzard? He was well up there at the beginning. Now he's in P14, unfortunately for the SGSS team.
Yeah, sometimes when it just starts going wrong, it keeps coming in waves. So that's one of those things of qualifying. Sometimes you sort of think to yourself, it's not as important, but in a race like this where it's quite a small, tight track, the last thing you want to do is get caught in traffic, and that is exactly what has happened to Blizzard. He has ended up being caught in that mid-pack, and it has just kept pushing him further and further back. As soon as you get caught in traffic, it's very difficult to make your way through. It's unpredictable stuff.
Aria Jazz has let us know the McDonald's order. That's 2 McDoubles, a Dr. Pepper with light ice. I'm assuming 2 McDoubles, that's 2 double cheeses, right? That's what we have over here in the land of the Poms. We get double cheeseburgers. Mine's no pickles, please.
Come on, you've got to eat a gherkin. What's wrong with the gherkin?
Oh, I like essence of gherkin. You can leave it in there, but I'll take it out.
Fair.
I like the rub, but not the crunch, if you get what I mean.
Well, that's fair enough. I will allow that. Little battle going on a bit further back. Podens versus this is kind of a 2-6-7 of oh god, I don't think I've ever said this name out loud. Proshinicha? And I apologise.
P90.
Yeah, I apologise. Absolutely.
Lucian. That one. Yeah, no, we've definitely, he's been here the whole time, don't you worry.
Yeah, no, I don't think I've ever actually had to say the name out loud, and suddenly I had a bit of a panic then.
It's part of the Forza Italia PL, the Polish team, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I want to say that I've definitely seen that livery a fair few times throughout the years.
Definitely a middle pack team this season, but they have had some good drivers. They're not at the spicy end this time around. Who's he chasing? Podens, isn't he? That's the teammate of Remy Papin, who's on a quali ban, who didn't actually take part in the race today.
It always surprises me that drivers that have the qualifying bans then don't take part in the race themselves. It always feels like it's worthwhile showing up just to see what you can get. But, you know.
Well, he's French, so he gave up.
Oh, come on.
You did. I'm only joking.
There are lines to what we
Sorry. Jentel Van Thalen in the pit to form his drive-through. Sorry, Tim. I'll keep it on the straight and narrow.
Oh, no, that's absolutely fine. Wait, when did Van Thalen's become a drive-through penalty?
No clue, but drive-throughs are normally player enforced, aren't they? So they're specific to track limits.
Oh,
so I'd say he's probably gone wide.
Yeah, but to be fair, we've seen him go wide a fair few times on the exit of turns, haven't we? Be interesting to see where that car then comes out, or if he comes back out again. If you could keep a little eye on that one, just so we can get a bit of an idea as to oh yeah, because Van Thelen still has taken a 5-second penalty to the end. Oh, the 111 car. I've just seen a yellow flag for that one. That's Chris Warner into the pit, but was that a teleport to pit we just saw? Jumping back onto the replay now. Oh, that's in the circuit, are we? Okay, we're in the back half. I believe we're about to come up through Dingledale and Sheens. No, I'm a little bit too far ahead. I think that was actually Westfield. Oh, super deep. Goes into the gravel, and I think get the impression that maybe Warner is calling it a day at this point. Jump back to the pits. He didn't actually hit the wall or take on any damage, so I think Warner just decided that was his lot and done. It's heating up back here, though. We've got Lucian versus Podens. Still battling on. This is for 18th position. Ferrari versus Aston Martin. And it's looking like, actually, now Van Thelen all the way down in 17th place and still carrying the 5-second penalty. Obviously not able to serve the 5 seconds whilst he's in the pit at the same time. Oh, I just noticed the 444 going slowly. I'm not sure if that car is just getting out of the way for other drivers. That's Kevin Niles. So, what was that all about? We're going to jump back. We're going to jump back and see what was going on with Kevin Niles there. Oh, big spin. Amazed we never saw the yellow flag for that. And rotated the car. And some slightly questionable crossing of the circuit and rejoining. But luckily no one got involved in that one. It was all kept reasonably clean. But, oh yeah, Kevin Niles not having the race he would have wanted today, and that was a big old spin. The car's now carrying damage, and I imagine them tyres are a little bit toasty. Do we still have rage? Yes, we do.
I'm still here. I was deep in the little fight that's going on for P8. We've got Lethenen and Muniz de Campo in P8. They're very close to each other. And there's a little battle with the McDonald's McThomas. Where is he in P10? So yeah, they're 3 squabbling at the moment for P8. Looks like a good little battle that's been going on. Another one that we've been kind of sleeping on slightly is Alejandro for Pochopin in P15. Also very close, but I think the three boys trailing each other is the one to focus on at the moment. All fighting for P8.
It's inside the top 10. I think that may be the best name for sort of like a 1940s gangster movie. It's Muniz de Campo. Like, what a fantastic name that is. That is, what a stunning name. Like, it came out your mouth and I immediately snapped to attention as that one came through.
You almost want like very kind of slow jazz type music as you go into like a smoke-filled saloon. Everyone looks around as a dark figure walks in. It's Muniz de Campo. He's here for the woman. He's not here for the woman this time around, he's just here for 8th place. Lethenen, though, wants a little bit of that. Michael Thomas is looking to pick up the pieces, as he always does in his McDonald's liveried BMW. I've got to take it off the Muniz, though.
And they say we're not professional.
I know, right? Well, you've got to have fun. Look, this is not real. It's all esports, so why not? You can be professional up to a limit. Anyway, yeah. Lethenen still chasing Muniz in P8. He's doing well at the moment, isn't he, Sakari?
There's another one going on. We've just seen a position.
Oh, no.
And that was a I believe it was Avalez being overtaken by the 440 car of Pochapen. That was through turn
all the way
1.
round.
Got an absolutely fantastic.
Oh, maybe not. He was chasing. Maybe he got past him and then he went back past, I think, because it was always Avalez chasing.
We jumped on those two, and they were side by side. Oh, the Porsche getting very, very unsettled there, though. Coming through Surtees. Somehow manages to keep the pace going. Not entirely sure how suddenly he doesn't have Avalez all over the back of him. Somehow nearly swallowed my own tongue while trying to say that sentence as well, which was always fun. As you said earlier on, this is the slightly nasally broadcast, so apologies for anyone tuning in for Tier 2 Tuesdays tomorrow. You can only imagine what it's going to be like when it's just me having to talk through it all, with a blown out voice from tonight, and then 60 minutes of it tomorrow as well. But we love the challenge.
It's all about the challenge. I'm still on board with Sakari Lehtinen trying desperately to get 8th place away from De Campo. They're very, very close to pace. They're literally a couple of hundredths separate them on the last lap. 1:23.410 and a 1:23.465. So yeah, very, very close. But Muniz De Campo that little bit faster. That's not going away, by the way. That's now his name. Lehtinen now following. Thomas dropping back. I'll keep you updated on what's going on ahead. I know you can see it on the board. Terminen is gaining on Sentema, but only just, and they're both pulling away from Gert Fischer. Aidan Walsingham, though, incredibly close to Valentin Barrier. Might be worth hopping up to P5 and 6 because they're going toe-to-toe as they go through. I think that's Hawthorne Hill to Westfield.
Going to be interesting to see what sort of Barrier's pace does, and Walsingham on a bit of a recovery drive at this point. He's got nothing to lose. He might as well keep pushing hard. Whitehead, his main championship rival, absolutely flown away. Basically haven't really had him on the stream much. 20 seconds between him and Sentema. That's just ridiculous. It's absolutely...
Bad, isn't it?
It just shows what can happen when you get yourself in a bit of clean air and you're not having to battle for positions or squabble with anyone, and you're just pushing for it absolutely the entire time. But as we said as well at the beginning of the race, the sort of conditions for him are perfect. 17 degrees ambient, 24 on the circuit, so not too hot, but plenty of heat to keep the rubber tyres up to temp and as sticky as they could possibly be.
It's the cold air. It's the outside temperature that's doing that Porsche absolute wonders. He said to us previously in the podium chats that he's struggling to keep the car cool, the brakes cool, even with like maximum ducting open. He's struggling with temps. So with the cooler ambient temperatures of 17 degrees, he's probably just found and hit that sweet spot that he was able to hit all last year. So yeah, it's a bit of a strange one, but it looks like the race conditions are fantastic for Luke Whitehead. And as annoying as it is, the man I'm watching at the moment, the number 13, Aidan Walsingham, he called it last week. He said it's going to be an absolute brilliant race for Luke Whitehead, and he has had a absolutely brilliant race. So yeah, Whitehead knew it was coming. Has he done enough, though, to keep his championship hope alive? It would be a disaster if he's thrown it away in the one track that he knew that Luke was going to do well at. He really should have been aiming for a podium position today. But he's off the track. He's off the track. He's back on the track. That was strange.
Just
down the Brabham Straight. Weird. Sorry, carry on.
Kind of a 12 with a yellow flag there. Just going to jump back on board and quickly keep an eye on that one. Squabbling it out, and just went wide at Surtees, and that was it. Spun the car on the grass as he went across then the what would be the cut through for the short circuit as opposed to the full length GT circuit. Sorry, the Grand Prix.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, that was. Yeah, so he was
the next car up that went through. Tim was the current leader, Luke Whitehead. So maybe Luke caught a bit of luck there through traffic.
Yeah, I think he managed to get on through, which was nice. But sadly, car number 12 of Padawan now all the way down in 26th place. Lost a fair bit of ground there. He went from in the middle of a battle to being absolutely miles away. De Campo, this is the one to keep an eye on, I think, back on this battle for 8th place. Muniz De Campo under serious attack now. Lehtinen right on the back of him. And to be fair, Thomas as well has caught right onto the back of him himself. Those three stacked right up, nothing between them whatsoever.
Honda looks like it's come alive in the latter end of this race. The fuel load's gone. It seems to be very, very pliable in these conditions now. If you're looking at both Hondas, both are on the charge. So, yeah, I think that was a combination of high fuel load in the first stint and not enough tyres to keep them going at a very good pace. But as soon as you take off some of that fuel load, they come alive. And that's probably why you're seeing Lehtinen attack Moon Eyes and you're seeing Walsingham attack Barrier.
Yeah, definitely. The way the cars change throughout the race, depending on the amount of fuel you're carrying and the amount of tyre wear you've got, it is amazing to see. I mean, obviously the Porsche has been one of those cars that I've heard before where people complain that almost towards the end of the fuel tank, it starts getting very, very understeery, as obviously the fuel tank in the front on that car. I know people do say that it can sort of the opposite effect of what you might imagine in most of these cars, where the fuel tanks will sort of be more towards the back end. But obviously the Porsche's rear end weight doesn't really change. But lots of people have complained about it. But someone who's not complaining about it this evening is Whitehead. He's absolutely flying away still. 21.6 second lead. And I imagine De Campo is wishing he had a 20-second lead. Actually, now it looks like there might be a little move here. Honda appeared to get out of Sterling's a little bit quicker. Not quite enough. I think it's just a case of the Honda is a little bit quicker through the twisties, but then the Mercedes can kind of get its nose down and really start to pull away on these straights, sort of all the way through Brabham, Pilgrim's Drop as well, obviously all through that area. He's able to just extend the lead enough to relax that little bit. All the while, Thomas is able to come up on the back of that number 30 Honda, Lathinen, and it's just nowhere to go. He's sort of sandwiched between the two of them. Has to defend half the lap and attack the latter.
It looks like the Honda is much more compliant on the middle part of the corner. Just as you hit the apex and you start reapplying the throttle, the AMG Mercedes ahead doesn't like to really go flat out, whereas the Honda seems to be able to apply that accelerator much better. It does slightly understeer though on the application, but then the rear end sorts itself out, so maybe just that little bit more balanced. He seems to be able to power through corners slightly better. De Campo though, although he's ahead, he's still holding on through raw pace on his own. I think that AMG is just pretty good in a straight line, to be fair, and the Honda seems to be very good in the middle part of the corner.
Yeah, this is the beautiful thing about the BOP as well, is that whole thing of two such different cars that can still lap within such close times of each other. It is fantastic to see. So the level of racing that you can get in these such different vehicles, and the guys using their abilities. Oh, it looked like Honda got a little bit skippy there through turn one. I've just noticed while looking at the timing board as well, Matt York up to 11th place now. What a race for Matt York it's been. Sort of just every time I look, he seems to have gained another position. He's got a little bit of a gap to try and make up before he's breaking into the top 10. He'd have to be catching up to this battle that we're still on board with now, which is the battle for battle for 8th place. And I don't think he's going to have enough time for that. He's got 1 minute and 17 seconds of the race left, and while this is all going on, a little bit further down, let's have a little check-in with our leaders. So Luke Whitehead is caught in traffic. I can't help but feel this is probably going to be his final lap as he's made his way through one of the Brabham Esports cars. Santima still in second place. You are 1 place away from winning me money, but not quite. This is all theoretical money, I should say. There is no betting going on my end, at least. I should say, in case we get into sort of, one of those Counter-Strike moments. But Terminen running in 3rd place at the moment, still pushing hard, trying to catch up with the back of Abe. Not able to. I think he's going to run out of time, although the gap is really, really close, down to 2 seconds between them. Gert Fisher still running in 4th. That lovely confetti livery, and Valentine Barrier running out the top 5. Aiden is pushing as hard as possible to try and catch up to the back of him, but I think it is all in vain at this moment. We're going to jump on board with our leader, Luke Whitehead, who is coming across the line. Surely it's going to go to 0 before he gets there. Yes, clock goes to 0. There it is. Big weave. And he takes home the checkered flag. Absolutely fantastic work by Luke. There was absolutely no doubt from the very beginning of who was going to win this race. I think after we saw qualifying, we kind of knew it was in the bag for him. So on board with our second place driver at the moment, Santima. Another driver all on their own now. You can just see in the back of the shot, Terminen just flicking into shot. And there he is, coming across the line. Brilliant finish for these top 3 drivers. Really well done. And nice to see 3 different cars as well on the podium. Going to drop back to these battles.
To the line. Yeah, here. Yeah. P8, P9, P10, all very close, but it looks like Moon Eyes has held on to it. Lethenen's going to take P9. Thomas will be P10. Matt York for a fantastic P11. He's earned that, definitely, coming across the line. Kept his nose clean, hasn't he? Amello will go back a few positions. Blizzard for 12th place there. Botchapin probably will get 14th or 13th. Oof, what a race. Fantastic for some of those drivers. Disaster for the likes of Gert Fischer, Valentine Barrett, Aidan Walsingham. So close to podium places. Weren't quite there. But we got a podium that we don't normally get. Sentema and Terminen. Fantastic positions for them. I don't think we've ever seen them up in the podium spots. Luke Whitehead commanding the lead. Yeah, what more could you want from an AOR race on a fantastic Monday?
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those races where, although sort of, you know, the top position was pretty much all set and we knew what was going on there, it's always very nice to see, you know, some slightly different people up there at the front, and there was plenty of little battles going on elsewhere. So I'm just going to have a quick look to see if I can spot now. Matt York qualified in 24th place and ended up coming across the line once all the penalties and bits and pieces came in 11th place, which is an absolutely ginormous amount of positions gained. I think that might be the most positions gained of the day, I think, on that one. But
I think so. Well, just a quick shout out to Junko Terminen and Abe Simtema. So Abe, last time out, whereabouts is he? So he's currently whereabouts is he? I've lost him on the list here. He's P28 in the championship, down 4 positions, come off the back of a 19th, a 32nd, and a 30th place finish. And then you've got, like I say, Junko Terminen, 21st in the championship, and he's had himself a 15th and a 26th place. So to get themselves up into the podium places is fantastic pace. That just goes to show, though, a track like this, which is very favourable with the online community, lots of open lobbies playing Brands Hatch. Some of these people are just very good round here. That's the difference.
And speaking of people that are very, very good round here, let's have a quick run through the finishing order as they came across the line. So pole position was Luke Whitehead, followed by second place Santima, Terminen in 3rd. 4th was Gert Fischer, Valentine Barrier 5th, Walshingham in 6th, Mikowski in 7th, Moon Eyes de Campo in 8th, Lethenen in 9th, and rounding out the top 10 is Thomas. So a little bit further down, we'll keep looking. It feels only right to keep going. 11th place, Matt York. Blizzard in 12th. Poshpen in 13th. Avalais, 14th place. Toro Grosso, all the way down in 15th place. Malo, in 16th place. Van Thielen, 17th after his penalties. And Procacina in 18th place. 19th place is Podens. 20th is Tozzato. Christian Ranieri all the way down in 22nd place. Skylar Loverink, 22nd. Zerbin in 23rd. Traction Dave, 24th. The Padawan down in 25th place. This is a name I haven't seen before. Guads in 26th. Kevin Niles all the way down in 27th place. Prendergast, 28th. Kokenchev, I believe, is 29th. Chris Warner, 30th. Amor, 31st. Samir Foch, a driver who only actually completed, I think, sort of half the amount of laps of everyone else, gets 32nd. 33rd is Josh Waring, and Vidalik in 34th. So that is all our drivers, and we do, in fact, have one of our main man, our podium winner, ready and waiting to come in for a chat. I'm going to move to a slightly better-looking image. So that looks slightly better than everything else. And then let's drag Mr. Luke Whitehead in. Good evening, Luke. It was your race to lose, and you certainly did not lose it. You kept your cool the whole way through. Talk us through that absolutely dominant victory you showed us this evening.
Yeah, well, first off, good evening, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I mean, did everything I needed to, really. Yeah, granted, the BOP was heavily weighted in my favour, heavily weighted. But I still got the most out of the car that I could get. So I think, regardless of what the BOP kind of was about, as I said, the Porsche was extraordinarily fast in the BOP, but I drove the car as quick as I could, and I couldn't have done anything better in that race. So yeah, I'm happy with my performance, and it was a much needed result after what has been 3 kind of underwhelming races for myself, I think.
Well, you say underwhelming races. They weren't exactly bad finishes. What have you had? You've had a second, and a third. You've always been up there on the podium, but this time you've taken away the very top spot. So, and yeah, definitely an improvement. Think this is going to see you taking away Aiden's lead in the championship, as Aiden actually only ended up coming across the line in 6th place. So yes, that is almost certainly going to put you back at the top of the championship. You still confident you can take the win this season?
I hope so. I mean, this race definitely stands me in good stead. But I think obviously, Aiden is formidable. He's a good driver, and he knows how to strangle results out of a car even when the pace isn't there. So he'll be a big threat still. I'm under no illusion. And as I say, this is a one-off. So we'll see how we go. But I think, as I say, like, I'm back in tune with my rig, back in tune with the car, and I'm firing in all cylinders, and I'm sure he will be, especially after this race. So it's going to be, if anything, even tougher now, I think, with Aiden all fired up.
We've got some good races coming up soon. Some good tracks. Evening, by the way, Luke. You got
Hello,
Paul
Rach.
Ricard. Hello. My internet died, so Tim took the lead brilliantly during qualifying. Paul Ricard, Suzuka, Spa. I think Paul Ricard's probably going to be wet, isn't it? As we discussed, Spa's probably going to be changeable. Suzuka's going to be your only dry running, but is Suzuka that good for a Porsche? I can't quite remember. You got some tricky ones
really.
coming up.
I mean, it depends really. They're all. Paul Ricard and Suzuka I go well at, and obviously Brands is pretty much my favourite track. So, we'll see what happens. I mean, if it's rainy, obviously the Honda's always going to be pretty strong. Maybe at a low downforce track, it might struggle a bit more. If it's wet at Paul Ricard, it might have to run a lower wing, and that might compromise it a bit in the wet. I don't really know. Perhaps I'm clutching at straws a bit there, but as I said, Aiden's going to be on it, and he always is. So we'll see how it goes. And all I can do is just keep performing how I am. Getting the maximum out of the car that I can, and whatever happens. But as I say, I'm performing as best I can in the car. So just got to keep doing that and hope it goes my way.
Well, we look forward to those fantastic performances as ever, Luke. We had a different podium this evening that we've had in a long time. Abe Sintema, and it was, oh goodness, who was third place? Tim? Terminen, Junko Terminen, there you go. I mean, I forgot the names because it's very rare. We'd never seen them up there before. So yeah, fantastic job from both of those. I don't think they've joined us for a conversation, so I think you're going to be our only one today, Luke, but appreciate it as always. We're very excited to see how the rest of this championship goes, because I think you and Aiden are going to be very close on points now, and like you say, debatable tracks for speed for both of you guys coming up soon. So yeah, well, I'm sure we'll speak again. Have a good week, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, take care, guys. Have a good one. Speak to you soon.
No problem.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Well, there you go. That was Mr. Whitehead. Well, I think that's probably it. I don't think Junko and whatever his name is, Abeson Turbo. There we go. I don't know why I keep forgetting them. I mean, they're unforgettable. I mean, it's the first time we've had them up there, but we talk about them every week. It's just because it's not the norm, and that's what's so crazy about Brands Hatch, isn't it? Well, Tim, fantastic race. There was crazy racing going on. That definitely wasn't a damp squib. You got to go again tomorrow, haven't you? Same time, same place for Tier 2. Should we quickly just give a little overview of what's going on there? You got Ryan Cooper, who is eating away at your championship.
Yeah, Ryan Cooper is a force to be reckoned with in the championship. He didn't win the last time round, though. He did actually finally get a position taken away from him. Who was that last time round? That was Cargaloo, wasn't it? Yeah, Cargaloo.
Keyboard warrior.
Yes, the keyboard warrior, and he did absolutely fantastically last time round. It was right towards the very end of the race. It was my voice was completely destroyed and still recovering from it now. But yes, at the moment, Ryan Cooper does seem to be the sort of runaway champion with a 87 points gap between him and Kubaki. So yeah, he's the only driver that has managed to keep himself consistently on the podium. He's had 2 seconds and a first so far. He'll be lucky to try and do something similar tomorrow night. And he's a Bentley driver as well. So it's quite nice to see a Bentley doing so well right up there at the front. But possibly even more insane, Kubaki, who is running second in our Tier 2 championship, is in the old GTR.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which
Yes,
is
you're
just...
right, yeah.
It is absolutely madness. But we've got there's a nice little mix back in Tier 2. There's a nice mix of cars all over the place. So yeah, if you've enjoyed tonight, please come and join us for Tier 2 Tuesdays. Great place to keep an eye on rising stars, people like Ryan Cooper and sort of Cargaloo and others. Now, actually, to be fair, now Nashkadashvili, who's currently running in 6th place in the championship, has had some absolutely fantastic races, a 7th and a 4th being his best finishes. But really can hold his own with some of the very big names. So impressive to see sort of a new driver to us doing absolutely fantastically. One to keep an eye on possibly in future seasons.
SGSS Racing as well.
Yeah.
I was going to say there are some crossovers. Jimmy Holm joined us last season. I'm pretty sure we've had Lejekas before, or maybe we were shouting him out last season. That's maybe why I'm remembering him. Badowski, I seem to remember that one too. Cargulu, obviously, we've seen. So yeah, definitely crossovers with Tier 1 and also potential rising stars. So if you want to watch that, it will be tomorrow at 7:30. Well, for tonight, then at least it is good night. But we will be back for next time. Paul Ricard. I know we were talking about race settings last time. I don't think the wet weather that we discussed last time is definitely what it says on the tin in our settings yet. It gets settled in, I think, midway through the week. What is for settled though? 90 minutes. We have a long one next race. So bring the popcorn, bring a beer, or a beverage of your fancy, and join us for 90 minutes next week. But for now, Tim, we'll see you next week, I'm sure.
Yep, see you all next week.